I was molested by a doctor as a child. I don't know what to do. I'm 30 now. I was 4 when it happened at my checkups 2x. We were fresh off the boat immigrants and the female doctor would ask my parents to leave. I didn't speak English and just didn't question it. When I told my parents, they said maybe it's a routine checkup they do here in the States, an exam that no child should ever go through. The state I lived in has a 7-year law and past that, I can't do anything. I also do not remember the doctor's name considering I was 4 and I didn't speak English. I only remember the name of the clinic. I don't even know what to do with this information. I just grew up thinking it was normal until I had my own kids and realized there should never be a time a doctor asks the parents to step out, especially with a 4-year-old. Now it consumes my mind ever so often and I just walk around going what the actual F. I don't do anything in my job and get paid 6 figures. I work in the automobile industry and I just update vehicles and test them. I travel on short notice to different manufacturing plants to update vehicles. But on off days when there's no testing, I literally just sit at home and do nothing. Most days I just watch Netflix or read a book. But I don't know why they pay me this much. I feel terrible when a week goes by and I literally just sat at home and did nothing. I wish my job was more exciting besides just traveling and waiting for things to do. Sometimes it seems like I'm on vacation a lot even though I do nothing and should be working. I feel like I have depression because my job isn't intellectually stimulating but it has literally no stress. I understand some people want this job but I don't really enjoy it. I'm 13 and my mom still bathes me. Yes, you read that right, I'm 13 turning 14 and my mom refuses to stop bathing me. This makes me extremely uncomfortable and I have asked her to stop ever since I was 8 if I remember correctly. But she would always either refuse and say I'm too young and I don't know how to wash myself properly or tell me to wait until summer. I managed to convince her to let me bathe with a swimsuit because I cannot stand her touching my private parts. She only lets me bathe once a week and sometimes it can be more. I feel disgusting and embarrassed writing this. This is the first time I told someone. Am I dirty? I, 20M, got my sister's friend, 26F, pregnant and I have no idea what I'm doing. Bear with me here. I know this sounds bad and it is, but let me explain. My sister has this childhood best friend, we'll call Delilah. I've always had a thing for her. She was my first crush going up and it never really went away. She knew I found her to be cute but obviously it was never gonna happen, especially since I was like 12 when I told her. Now, I'm 20. I have a fake for the bars so I usually go out on the weekends. 5 months back, I ran into her at one of them and she asked what I was doing there since she knew I wasn't 21. We had a little chat, and I was definitely buzzed from what I remember, and I'm basically begging to get with her. She was laughing me off, but I decided to stick around and keep her company since most of my friends were off at more of the club near us. I truly don't remember a lot, but I know we were both drunk by the end of the night. I made a joke about Ubering back to my place and she made a joke saying you aren't gonna give up are you? And apparently I was begging to go down on her. I don't remember that. Those were her words, but I believe it with how desperate I got, and then she gave me a chance, prompting us to go back to my place since I live solo. Apparently there was no guarantee of getting laid. She wanted to see if I could give head well enough to get her in the mood. I guess I did well, because we hooked up the whole night. Best sex I've ever had. Not saying much I guess since I was 20, but I was eager to continue doing so. She said she was on BC which made things even better, and since that night, we've been hooking up 5 or 6 nights a week for the past few months. We both have high libido so we matched well in that sense. Well, come to find out a couple days ago, she is pregnant. She texted me the picture of it and said we needed to talk. She came over and we talked. I asked if it was really mine and she just kind of gave me a dead stare and just said really? This is how you're gonna be? And she just took much offense to that. I just said she told me I didn't have to pull out since she was on BC and she said it's not always effective so now we're here. We've been very low-key with everything, no one knows anything about us, and she doesn't want to tell my sister, and I don't want to tell my family either. Financially, I'm not too worried about having a kid. I'm in a trade and I'll get my certification in a year or 2 depending on my hours, and she is a new RN at one of our local hospitals, so we'll have good money, but we don't have any clue as to how to be parents. She wants to keep it though, and we're gonna give a relationship a shot. I guess I'm just looking at ideas, advice, things, really anything to help me get prepared for this stage of my life. Thanks. It scares the shit out of me how my wife handles hot food. I'm not talking spicy. I like my ghost pepper stuff. I'm talking just fresh out of the oven. She's the kind of person who can tongue fuck a hot pocket right out of the microwave instead of biting a hole out of the corner and blowing on it like a human being. The other day I asked her to try my faux broth as it was boiling not really thinking about it and she went and sipped half of a ladle without blowing on it. Straight from boiling pot to lips. Her only reaction was, ooh, that's warm. No pain, no visible discomfort, nothing. By all accounts, the roof of her mouth should look like Freddy Krueger's asshole and yet it looks unfazed. What the hell is this superpower? Is she a mutant? Should I hire an exorcist?